Hey friends, it's Graham from the Recording Revolution, and for some of you, it's been a while. I haven't been on here in quite some time, so I feel a little sad about that, but it's okay. This is a big deal. This is a really big announcement I'm really excited about, and something that's been in the works for a while. So if you are newer to the Recording Revolution, then you probably haven't seen my face as much. If you're a wily old vet, then I know some of you have been kind enough to ask, like, hey, are you ever coming back? Like, where are you? I've been here behind the scenes, and that was an intentional move, which I'll get to in a second. But we have a really big announcement to make that's really about the future of the recording revolution and how it's going to benefit you, serve you more, and help you continue to get better sounding recordings and mixes in your home studio. So I got my friend and longtime partner, Joe Gilder, here. And hopefully so many of you know him already from homestudiocorner.com. I'm going to let him speak in just a minute, but this is a really, really big announcement, which is my man, Joe, is going to be coming on the team, and he's not leaving Home Studio Corner. He's just going to double dip and try to serve two audiences at the same time and become the new face of the recording revolution, which I couldn't be more excited about. And it's been sort of the surprise of the end of last year, to my delight that this is happening. So let me just give you a quick timeline. I'm going to hand it over to Joe to just sort of introduce himself to some of you who don't know him yet. But the cool thing about Joe is that we both started our companies and our channels and our education in 2009, the same year. Joe started before me, that April, I think, 2009-ish, and I started that fall, October. And we both just came online at the same time, which was the dark ages for online education, especially in the music space. We were one of the first, which is kind of hard to believe. And so we found each other that year, and we sort of had mutual respect. Love what you're doing. I loved his take on things. He was actually serving home studio people just like I was. He wasn't just talking about working in a pro studio, which there are different strategies and tactics for both. So he was serving that same audience. Literally, his brand, Home Studio Corner, says it all. And so we already had sort of kindred spirit then in 2009. So we kind of became friends online, almost like a dating app, and then started to say, like, hey, let's do something together. We could serve people together. And one thing I love about Joe is that he embodies the same vision that I've always had with other content creators, which is let's just serve the same. We serve the same audience, so why don't we do cool stuff together and collaborate instead of viewing each other as competitors? And we could probably, both make more money, both serve more people. And that's exactly what we did. We started a podcast together years ago called the Simply Recording Podcast around 2010, 2011. We started to do in-person workshops in Nashville called the Simply Recording Academy. We did these every year for 3 years, where we would take 10, 12 guys and gals in a studio and for 2 days and record a band live and teach them how to do it and then mix that stuff the next day, have a lot of fun. So we did that together. And then in 2012, we said, let's take it a step further and let's launch something that doesn't exist yet, which didn't back then, which was a first ever online community, a membership community for people who want to get better mixes. And we launched it as Dueling Mixes. And a lot of you were Dueling Mixes members. We ran this for 7 years together, where every single month we would bring a new song to you to mix, and we would mix the same song and see how different they would sound when Joe would mix it versus me, to show that we can all start from the same raw tracks, but your mix determines how it's going to sound in the end. And that was just an incredible community of thousands, literally thousands of people in that community getting better mixes. And it was a lot of fun. So we did that for 7 years together. And then for me in 2021, I stepped away from being the face of the recording revolution. One of the hardest decisions I made, because I love this brand and I love this audience that I've been able to serve since 2009, but my interests and my passions were moving to business coaching. And I shared a lot of that on the channel. If you want to go see that video, it's still there. And I felt like I wasn't the guy anymore to do it. Even though I love doing it and could do it, it wasn't where my heart was, and that wasn't good for you guys. So I brought on a lot of my friends, a lot of other content creators, a lot of other experts to create all kinds of content on YouTube and courses and really, really cool stuff. And then at the end of last year, Joe and I are having this conversation, and he was asking about where I'm going with the recording revolution, what's next. And one thing led to another, where I realized he was very interested in not only contributing to the recording revolution, but being the guy. He's like, look, I could do the content. I could serve your people. This makes a lot of sense. And so we've had long time to talk about this and what this would look like. And the crazy thing is, and Joe, and I told you this, is I don't think there's a better person that I would want to like take my baby and my people that I've been serving for a decade and a half and continue to serve them because we think alike. We have similar worldview, similar views on music production and home studio in general. You're super talented, and you serve the same kind of people over at Home Studio Corner. So all that to say, Joe is now going to be your guy here on the channel. If you're on the email list, you'll be hearing from Joe. If you are a customer and student of mine, you'll be hearing from Joe with all kinds of new ideas and things that he'll be bringing to the table eventually. And you'll be able to hear about the stuff he's doing at Home Studio Corner. But this is the most exciting thing for me in a long time because I feel like the Recording Revolution is in good hands. So, Joe, I'm going to toss it to you, man, to just say whatever you feel like saying and share with my people. But I just want to say thank you, man. Thanks for doing this. I just feel like I can sleep at night knowing that you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I think you said you're handing over your baby. It'd be cool if in the video, if you like hand it over, like reach for the camera and hand.
Get me a baby.
And then I take it. And no, so y'all should know Graham Cochran is one of my favorite people in the world. When you first came out, I had this moment. There was this moment where I saw the first video I ever saw of you. And I was like, drat, he's good at this. And he's doing what I'm doing. But then like the next thought was, but I like him. And that's kind of been our thing ever since. Drat, but I like you.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, kind of. So yeah, I am incredibly excited. A little about me. I'm a musician, songwriter. I'm still making, Graham, I told you about the band, right? Recently formed a band with my music buddies, and we put out an EP last year. So I'm constantly looking for new ways to back myself into a creative corner, musically and lots of other ways, hence like things like this. But I love the process of creating, and it never gets old. I have this thing you'll see if you join me on like live streams where I will hold up this sign regularly while listening to music, because music still, I mean, it does it to all of us, right? But like, to me, if I listen to your song and I get goosebumps, that is a big sign. Like it's happening right now. It's like magic now. It just gives me goosebumps. But that's a big sign that your music accomplished what it set out to do, which is to connect with somebody emotionally, right? So like whether it's moves me in the sense I want to dance to it or you make me weep, like the recording process really is just about getting out of the way so that the song itself can like connect with somebody else. And that's so much of what we do. Like, yes, let's make it sound amazing, but really we're just saying, can I translate this song from here to there in a way that causes some sort of a reaction? So anyway, that is something I'm passionate about and that I never get tired of talking about and doing myself. And then also obviously helping people like yourself do in a home studio. So I'm big on using what you have. Chances are you're sitting in a studio right now that has everything you need to make amazing sounding music. The only variable is figuring out all the different strategies and things that we talk about here. So plans moving forward, I just want to become the like weekly content creator here on the Recording Revolution in addition to Home Studio Corner. I also do, if you're using a Studio One from Presonus, I do a lot of content for them. That's going to continue as well. I'm trying to just create value and help as much as I can folks build that. I love the idea of building a body of work. Right? 20 years from now, you've got this folder on your hard drive full of songs that you've produced, and each one tells a story. Each one is a whole bucket load of memories. That's the kind of thing I love to do. And so I'm excited about this opportunity to share that with you and especially to hear where you are in your journey and how I can best help. So I would love, if there's a call to action in this video, I'd love you to just leave a comment of either what you'd like to see, what you feel is missing maybe from like your current workflow, or maybe what your biggest frustration is. So pick one of those and leave a comment, and I'm going to be checking that regularly. I want to learn you, right? I feel like I probably know you pretty well, but I'd like to know you better, and hopefully use that to direct kind of where we go with the content. But moving forward, if you're a Home Studio Corner customer, hi, nothing's changing over there. We're going to keep going business as usual. We're just kind of adding on top. Now we have this cool Recording Revolution layer in this beautiful cake that we're building together. So I'm very excited. I said excited too many times already. You shouldn't say it more than once, but it's just true. And just a chance to get to talk to Graham. I'm having flashbacks to all the Simply Recording podcast episodes, and it's just a good time. So this is really all just a big excuse to get to hang out with Graham a little bit more. So
yeah, this actually isn't about you guys. It's about us.
Not at all.
No, Joe, thank you, brother. I'm excited. And guys, like, Joe is super talented, singer, guitar player, engineer, songwriter. He's
Dancer.
one of the most talented guys I know. He knows the gear. Homeboy used to work at Sweetwater. He's like the perfect person. That's why his brand launched and did so well, and has had so much longevity, because he actually cares about this stuff. And then better than all of that is that he's one of the best human beings I know. I've spent time at his home multiple times with his family. He's just a good human being. And so, like I said, that's why I could not be more delighted that, like, full circle moment, us connecting in 2009 and then spending so many years creating podcasts and workshops and videos and running a membership site for 7 years together, all that stuff that we're still able to then partner together. I'm still behind the scenes now in this season where I feel called to be, but I feel like, wow, here's the perfect person. I never would have thought to take this brand forward and continue to serve my people. So if you're watching this, you're in really good hands. Please take Joe up on that. Like, this is your opportunity to direct where you want Recording Revolution to go. Speak up if you want certain content, what challenges you're facing right now, what gear you want him to take a look at, what techniques you want to learn. This is the place to make your voice heard. And then just expect awesomeness. He's a good guy. He's approachable. And his team will continue to be helping my sort of side of things run even without me. And you're going to be in good hands. So, Joe, thank you, brother. I'm grateful for you, man.
Yeah, brother. This is good. I'm excited. I said it again.
It's okay. You can be excited.
Elated.
Have fun, man. And we'll, I'm looking forward to the next couple of videos.
Me too.